Hello, my friends. Thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know if you're watching this as a friend. I don't know if you're watching this as someone who's just curious. If you're interested in missions work, if you've been a missionary. I'm going to get real with you. I have made some serious mistakes in my time as a missionary. I won't go into all of them. There's not enough time. That's the thing I do. Isn't that a thing that lots of us do? We use humor to cover up on discomfort because we've worked so long to try to show that we've got it all together, and we're really strong. We're really doing well. And really, our humanness, our flesh has won. That is to say that, Christians believe that there is a war inside of us between what we want as, to feel good about ourselves, which are not bad things in and of themselves, but they can go too far. We get hungry for more. When the selfishness takes over, and we take and we get greedy, and so there's a world inside of our hearts of our selfishness versus God's Holy Spirit that we believe lives inside of us, that calls us to do things that don't make sense and to sacrifice things that feel good but aren't good for us in the long run. And some of the bad behaviors that we indulge in don't feel good, but they're easier than actually trusting in God. So mistakes that I made as a missionary is, one of them is I was just so prideful. In my mind, I would really feel like what I was doing was so important, and people that weren't full-time missionaries just, they were doing what they had to do, but they weren't doing something as important as me. And that's not fair, and that's not right, because we can't belittle. We don't know what God is doing. And it's so embarrassing to admit too. But when people are constantly telling you how special you are, it's really easy to just, want to believe them. I made a video about how not to treat your special guests that kind of touches on that. And I will post the link in the description and possibly even up here if I feel like it. Yeah, it's a dangerous lie to feel really special, which is totally different than being called. But to feel special, to be in a plane above others, that's perpetuating a lie that you have to be special and extra holy to be used by God, and that's only the job and the business of ministers, missionaries, and, nuns and monks and whatever, fill in the blank holy person you can think of. But we're all normal people. There is no extra layer of specialness. Almost all Christians know how to speak a language that makes them sound like they've got it all together. But we are all reaching. Nobody's arrived, is what I'm trying to say. A trap that I fell into was hopelessness. Was getting caught in these loops of feeling like what I did was redundant and not necessary and was bound to fail anyway. Like, for example, having to make lots of phone calls all the time. I made another video about my experiences with that, and I really put a lot of my heart into it, and I'm going to put that into the description as well. I'd really love for you to watch that one too. It's an encouragement and a challenge for how to talk to people, missionaries on the phone. Anyway, I didn't realize all of these things were so connected. That hopelessness that I felt in those cases kind of sometimes made me sound like a telemarketer, because I was going through the motions and making call after call, and I realized that sometimes I would be on there and I would just sound like a robot because I didn't have any joy in my voice or in my heart or in my mouth. I'm just doing this because I have to do it. And that's no way to serve God. I made the mistake of really only praying when I needed something from God and not investing enough time in my relationship with Him. I wasn't pursuing holiness. I was just, oh Lord, let me talk to someone. Oh Lord, let me get a place to stay. Because we didn't have a place to stay. When I was traveling, we had to arrange housing for the whole 4.5 months. We had to call people up and say, hey, can we stay with you? It's very easy to get caught up in this, I don't have time. And I think that's really common of a lot of ministries, that you just get caught up in this sense of self-importance and not enough time and neglecting God. And I think the devil is really glad to keep us busy and even make it look like we're doing well and we're successful. But if we neglect God in the process, then there's no power in what we do. There's no authority in what we do. God can use whoever He wants to. He used a donkey, you know? He spoke through a donkey. He can use whoever He wants to, and we are blessed to get to serve Him however we are. As janitors, as YouTubers, as parents, as caretakers of our aging parents, as whatever we do, that we love Jesus while doing it, and we keep Him in our hearts and our minds, we're blessed. It's so easy to work for the Lord and to barely acknowledge Him. So, I just really want to challenge you and me in that. Thank you so much for listening to my heart, and please let me know what you think about this. And, yep, hugs to you, and be mightily blessed! Yeah!